Today, we journey back to uncover the secrets of how the people of the Middle Ages built the real-life inspiration for Minecraft castles. In Minecraft, building a castle is simple. Chop some wood, mine some stone, and stack block after block until your fortress rises above the land. Castles. In Minecraft, they're the ultimate base of power. Walls of stone, towers touching the clouds, secret tunnels, and lava-filled moats. But in the Middle Ages, castles were more than just symbols of prestige. They were fortresses of survival, political statements, and the very heart of medieval warfare. Minecraft's castle builders, whether they know it or not, often mimic the same design strategies medieval architects used hundreds of years ago. Think about it. High walls to keep enemies out, towers for better visibility, drawbridges to control entry, and even farms inside the walls for food security. In this documentary, we're going to break down, step by step, how medieval people really built castles and how each phase mirrors what we casually do in Minecraft. The blueprint. When you build a castle in Minecraft, you don't just plop it down anywhere. You scout. You look for high ground, near resources, with a good view of the surrounding area. And medieval lords did the exact same thing. In the early medieval period, after the fall of the Roman Empire, Europe was a dangerous place. Raiders, rival nobles, and invaders were constant threats. To survive, rulers needed strongholds. Location was everything. Medieval builders looked for defensible terrain: hills, cliffs, river bends, or islands. The higher the ground, the harder it was for enemies to attack. Rivers provided fresh water, trade routes, and natural moats. Sound familiar? In Minecraft, players love building castles on mountains or beside rivers for the same reasons. But unlike Minecraft's instant block placement, medieval lords needed a master mason, an architect of stone. He would sketch out the layout: walls, keep, gatehouse, courtyards. He was the medieval equivalent of opening your creative menu and deciding your castle's blueprint. Once the plan was approved, the real work began. Gathering resources. Resource gathering. Minecraft makes mining fun. You swing a pickaxe, and within seconds, stone and iron pour into your inventory. Medieval mining? A different story. The backbone of any castle was stone. To quarry it, hundreds of workers hacked at cliffs and pits with iron tools, wedges, and hammers. Stone was cut into blocks, dragged by oxen, and hauled on carts. In some cases, masons had to float entire shipments of stone down rivers on barges. But stone alone wasn't enough. Castles also needed wood for scaffolding, doors, beams, and siege defenses. Forests were cleared, and lumberjacks cut massive oaks. Think about the Minecraft crafting tab. Sticks, planks, ladders. All of these were essential in medieval times too. Then came iron, used for reinforcement, hinges, and weapons. Mining for iron ore was exhausting, often carried out in deep pits and dangerous tunnels. The sheer scale is staggering. A single castle could require tens of thousands of tons of stone and take decades to complete. In Minecraft, you might get annoyed after mining for 5 minutes. In real life, castle builders mined for generations. Construction, the foundations. Just like in Minecraft, you start with the base layer. Medieval builders dug trenches and filled them with stone, creating strong foundations. Without this, castles would crumble under their own weight. The walls were the backbone of the fortress. They were incredibly thick, sometimes up to 30 feet wide. Layers of stone were filled with rubble and mortar, creating immense strength. Imagine placing double or triple layers of stone blocks in Minecraft. But in real life, it took years. Towers and gatehouses. Every good Minecraft castle has towers to scout enemies. Medieval castles had them too. Cylindrical towers that gave archers wide visibility and angles of attack. Gatehouses were even more advanced. They had portcullises, iron grates that dropped down, murder holes, openings to pour boiling oil, and drawbridges. The courtyard. Inside the walls, courtyards contained wells, kitchens, blacksmiths, and even farms. A well-built castle was like a self-sustaining Minecraft base. You could withstand a siege for months without leaving. Defenses, redstone traps of the Middle Ages. Minecraft players love setting traps. Lava pits, TNT cannons, hidden doors. Medieval castles had their own equivalents, primitive but deadly. Moats, wide ditches filled with water to slow attackers. In some cases, they were dry ditches with spikes. Drawbridges, the medieval piston door, raised or lowered to control entry. Murder holes, openings in ceilings where defenders could drop rocks or boiling oil. Arrow slits, narrow windows allowing archers to shoot without being hit. Concentric walls, like building multiple layers of Minecraft walls. If one is breached, another stands ready. Siege warfare was basically PvP combat on the hardest difficulty. Attackers built siege towers, battering rams, and trebuchets. Defenders responded with fire arrows, collapsing walls, and psychological tricks. Every castle was a survival game. The human cost, not just blocks, but blood. In Minecraft, the only cost is your time. In medieval Europe, the cost was human lives. Building a castle required thousands of workers. Quarrymen, masons, carpenters, blacksmiths, cooks. Many were peasants, forced into labor, or paid meager wages. Accidents were common. Falls from scaffolding, crushed limbs, starvation. For lords, castles were symbols of power. For workers, they were back-breaking labor. Yet, just as Minecraft players take pride in their creations, medieval masons carved their marks into stones, tiny signatures that survive to this day. These men knew their castles might stand for centuries, and in a way, it was their legacy. Castles that inspired Minecraft. Why do we love building castles in Minecraft? Because castles represent strength, creativity, and imagination. Medieval castles, like the Tower of London, Carcassonne in France, or Neuschwanstein in Germany, inspired countless fantasy worlds. When Minecraft was created, the blocky castle became the natural symbol of protection and creativity. The parallels are striking. Both in real life and Minecraft, castles serve as bases of defense, symbols of power, works of art, and just like medieval lore. In the end, both Minecraft castles and medieval castles tell the same story: the human need for safety, power, and creativity.